What's the motherfucking deal? Excuse me. I should have made some fucking tea. How are you all doing this evening? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den, pardon me. Sorry about that. I don't know. I got like. Anyway. If you're not familiar with the Den is the best conversation on the internet. The reason why I feel like it's the best conversation on the internet, in my opinion, we don't want to trigger anybody out there, is because of you wonderful people who join each and every night that my ass is actually here on time or whatever it may be. But I thank you for that because it is my honor, it is my privilege, but most of all, it is my pleasure because it's especially the privilege and the pleasure because in uncertain times, that's the new phrase, uncertain times like these, to be able to reach out and just have communication with people, I think it's good for all of us, especially, like I said, just simple things. Some of us have never, ever met ever in reality, but have established bonds through this community. And so, for all of those of you who have been a part of this thing, for however long you may have been a part of this thing, I thank you. But let's get into it. So today I want to talk about great people, and it's kind of where I'm going with this. It's because I think all of you, well, most of you are great people. Rona might have got me, and talked all that shit. The bitch didn't finally got me. So yeah, that didn't last long, did it? Excuse me. So, my thing is, like I say, great people. And what I mean by great people, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who's famous, or what I want to talk about tonight. It doesn't have to be anybody who's, well, kind of, sort of not. I'm actually asked like three things of whoever calls in this evening. But I want one of them, like I say, a great person. It doesn't mean it has to be somebody famous. Doesn't mean it has to be somebody who has just done something ridiculous in history. What I mean by great people, I mean like somebody who has had a direct impact on your life. So it could be maybe something personal, you a parent, a coach, a neighbor, a friend, a boss, anything, whatever it may have been. Like I say, it could be I'm sure other places that you can meet people who are inspiration. It could be just a book, somebody that you may have, that you may have read that may have been less famous. Or maybe, like I said, I don't know, who knows? Whatever it took to inspire you. But then I want to talk about, like I say, three greatest things. Like I say, I want to talk about music, because music, I think, helps a lot of us. Especially, like I say, in these times when people are not knowing what to do. You see a lot of people dancing and whatever, choreographing on TikTok and all of these things. So you can tell music is a big part of the American way of life, at least. And I think worldwide music is important, but it's something different here in America. So I want to talk about, the greatest artist that in your opinion, the greatest personal person that you met, and the greatest famous person in your opinion. Because like I say, different things have impacts on us in different ways. And so sometimes I think music can help mold a person, especially like when you're in that developmental age, through early childhood or, well, later in childhood, early in your teen years. I think music definitely has a huge impact. I think when you go into things, even as an adult, music has an impact. So we'll call that most impactful. We won't say greatest artist, because you could have an artist that you think is maybe greater, but they may not have had the same impact. So we'll say most impactful artist. Let me just change that. Most impactful, the greatest person in your personal life that you have ever come across. And the greatest famous, I guess the name is most influential, right? It seems more about influence than all of the other stuff. But like I say, most impactful artist or musician, the greatest person you've ever come across in your personal life, and then the greatest person that you think, maybe on a more popular scale, more worldwide, right? And did I not? Yeah, let me just start running my mouth, and I didn't do I didn't do a proper intro. I apologize. So again, that's what I have down for my early birds, and I make sure I got to go back and correct that. I have Mr. Don of the Discord himself, aka Coltrane. I have the Graces in the building, the Lady Graces, Miss K Grace and Miss M Grace, Mrs. Bell in the building, Sweetberry, Roman, Young President Roman in the building. Miss Bad and Bougie, aka Girl 6. John, my favorite New Yorker, in the building. I see Isley. I don't know which one of the Isley brothers it is. They say Ronald, but I don't know. Oh, is the audio not fucking on? Free monies. Appreciate the love. God damn it. Do I need to? You don't stream for like 2 days and everything is just out of whack. I don't know what's going on here. But for some reason, the audio didn't play. But Mr. Culture, appreciate the love. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why the fuck it's exactly I have it. Should be on the right settings and everything. I gotta do two things. So yeah, I made the noise. All right. I apologize. 17 in the building. What's the motherfucking deal? Just Sarah in the building. Vici, what's the motherfucking deal? Man, yeah, Vici hadn't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. And let's see. Broderick, Be For Real. The Be For Real blog has started up, everybody. So make sure you check out Broderick. He will sing to you ladies every night if you support. So, I mean, if you like being serenaded, Be For Real got you. And free barbecue for the first 50 people that sign up. So. But let's talk about it. Like I say, the greatest person in your that you've personally met, the most impactful artist that you've come across, and it could be one and the same. The famous person that you think has had the greatest impact on maybe society or whatever you got going on. That free government money. Oh man, that's. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, right? So right now I'm just kind of, I'm kind of tiptoeing around the tube because there's a lot of other things that I really want to talk about, and I'm just kind of debating because again, anything slightly controversial gets kind of washed, and I got two things I'm on a mission for, and I guess I'll do my little rant before we open up the line. I'm definitely trying to get more growth going in the 2020, and so I know what I need to do this, right? But I don't want to do it. So I'm boo-boo the fool, because again, I know what I've needed to do for quite some time, and it's just something I hadn't done when it's the smartest thing to do. Not even just on this channel, but on the other channels I operate to. But on the den is specific. And the den, like every channel that has some type of relative growth, right? It has like a targeted niche. Some people say niche, some people say niche, right? I'm not even gonna go there. But honestly, like the den, there's like no real target. It's like, whatever's clever. We'll talk about whatever's happening. So it's not like necessarily news. It's not necessarily entertainment. Like, so my thing is, like, how do I target a certain conversation? Well, first, what conversation am I targeting, I guess? It's not how do I do it, just what conversation am I targeting? But without it, not being the den. That's where it is. Because like if I just pin on one thing, like if I was just purely, like say, Tommy or somebody, and I had like that one demographic that I was attacking, that shuts off a lot of conversations that we have here. If you target anything, it shuts off a lot of conversation. So yeah, that's what it might be. What I have to start doing is doing a bunch of clickbait, and then they get duped into the den conversation. It's not what I came here to talk about, but hey, these people are crazy and they have a good time. So maybe that works. But so I'm just kind of thinking, what to do with that. Because like I said, I like the diverse array of conversation. Just kind of sometimes say, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. when you become too targeted, people have a certain expectation of everything. What are you doing, Heidi? Um, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, sometimes I guess I got to do more hot topics. Like I said, hot topics are usually celebrity shit and stuff like. I guess I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because it's like you can get really political, you can get really whatever. Like I say, any target is good, but it's just I don't want to get away from the culture of the den by trying to be too pinpointed. Because that's basically, you know, uh, it's basically the issues, the diverse, the variety. You know, so YouTube doesn't know what kind of channel this is, so I love it. Uh, uh, man, I agree with you, YP. There's so many calls all over the place. Like that's another thing I have to get better. I have to find a better way of keeping track. Like I could automatically record every call, but then it does that weird thing before every call. This call is being recorded, asshole. So I don't want to play that every time I'm on the fucking stream. That would be the most convenient way, or I'd have to basically like go back, download the YouTube episode after it finishes, processing or whatever, then strip the audio from it, or um, I guess they just kind of cut it or whatever. But it's a lot of videos, and sometimes there's just been some great calls that I have no idea how they got there. I agree. It was definitely created by Trump and Bill Gates to wipe out the black population. But nah, so there's that. And then I'm working on a new look. Like, I think it's time for a new den look. I'm a person that likes to change up looks often. The sauce needs a revamp too. So don't be surprised if y'all see some things looking a little bit differently. I don't think I'll be overdoing it, but I don't know. I want to find a way to maximize the real estate on this screen. And I don't know. I feel like, am I limiting myself by being in the little TV? I like the little TV. Oh, no, terrible. No. terrible, no. But I don't know. Like I said, I got some things. So like I said, sometimes I really want to get into. I think we're just gonna start firing shit up. But the second thing is what I really wanted to talk about tonight was how we here in America, we got a lot of softies out here, because we want to love and save everybody. Now I think that you should be fair and just towards everyone. Race should not be a factor in how you view somebody in your day-to-day interactions. But yet, we have this whole SJW movie. We don't want to offend anybody and upset everybody. But even when you do non-offensive stuff, people still get offended. There's no winning. But there's an issue, right? We're calling this thing the China virus. You know what I'm saying? And I have absolutely no issue with that. I really don't care. And y'all know I make a lot of jokes around here about Asians for whatever reason, right? Whatever reason. I make a lot of jokes about Asians. But what I find funny now is how there is a big issue in China with the fucking Chinese. They're like rounding up all the Africans. They're basically like ostracizing them, kicked them out of the apartments that they paid rent for. They're fucking arresting them, fucking not letting them eat. Like even McDonald's there, they had a thing where they don't serve. They're talking about we don't serve black people here, right? Now they're trying to blame the Africans for the corona. So that was kind of a topic I wanted to dive into a little bit to find it interesting. But at the same time, I'm so sick and tired of talking about the Rona. But that's not specifically about the Rona, I guess. That's more about maybe people reacting to it. But it's China, exactly like China, no surprise, right? But yet we want to run to defend. And that's why, it is what it is. We run to defend. You can't call it the Chinese virus. For all I give a fuck, it is the fucking Chinese virus. It has been the Chinese virus. It can be the Chinese bat virus if you want to call it that. It is what the fuck it is. So, but my thing is, like I say, I find it very odd now that after all these months, all of a sudden now, it's the Africans. But yeah, it's making it real bad for a lot of the African immigrants over there, or migrants, whatever you want to call them, that have been there legitimately, like I say, getting thrown out of their homes and like I say, some real interesting behavior, to say the very least, But to certain groups, that's not an important conversation because it ruins the narrative, right? But anyway, so that's kind of what was on my mind. But then I said, like I said, I just don't want to get into the. It's a lot of drab and morbid shit going on. No, not necessarily morbid, just a lot of drab, a lot of blah, a lot of dull. People doing stupid stuff with stimulus checks. Stupid stuff with stimulus. That's say that 3 times fast. You know, it's just like, man, it's just so much. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can talk about, but I just want to talk about something, I guess, worthwhile. And so, to me, like I say, talk about great people who have motivated you, people who have inspired you. I guess I should do my 3, and then we'll get this party started. There was a gentleman. Used to be named Mr. D. Great guy. Passed a few years back. Mr. D was a very hard-working guy. I worked with him for a little bit, and tried to teach me a lot of stuff. I was just kind of younger and hard-headed at that time, but had I been smart and used that opportunity, boy, I was not smart. Sometimes you don't realize the opportunities that are before you until it's too late. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Then we wouldn't be here having this conversation now had those things taking place. But a guy who basically had to do it on his own since he was young, like told me a story like when he was 6, basically he had to like start buying his own clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like his dad, he said his parents basically didn't buy him anything since he was like 6. He used to go out and fucking pick watermelons and shit like that. Like real old school hard working dude. Like worked hard his whole life up until the day he clocked out. Not a very loud guy. Not a very talkative guy. But was a guy that when he spoke, it held weight. You know what I mean? Like when you say, don't say too much, but when he does say something, it's definitely respected and people take heed. So, like I said, he had a long career in the construction field. Came up from nothing. Like, from nothing. I don't think he graduated high school or anything like that. I mean, just basically started working from real young. So I would say that's probably, if I would say personal importance or personal awareness, like just things that I've seen up close and personal, that would probably be the biggest influence. And his name was literally initials. That was his name. Wasn't like a nickname. His name was initials. I always found that weird. Like old school parents who used to do that, like not even give their kids a name. They give like just them initials. I think that's the most amazing thing too. Uh, I think that's the most amazing thing too. That the fucking Trump checks have Trump's name on them. Like I don't know if people really realize the play that was made by doing that. It is a beautiful thing. Like it's super hilarious because like everybody who's hated Trump, you have to accept it. Nobody's turning down. I saw somebody tweet something about if you accept that check, you're disrespecting your like, I don't know. We'll maybe talk about Trump and racism before the week's over. But anyway, um, greatest musical influence. That's a real tough one. Um, because I wouldn't say the greatest musical influence, in my opinion, was not the most positive. It was definitely that definitely wasn't the best thing to be listened to. But like I said, I grew up primarily on UGK, and so that would probably be the. I couldn't say that's the reason for my early behaviors. I am the reason for my early behaviors, but that UGK's music probably had the biggest influence on me as a young gentleman. Now, let's do some other things. And greatest famous person, Future. now it's Future. Toxic masculinity music. That's all I need. Terrible stuff. now, the greatest, like, famous person, that's a tough one, man. That's a real fucking tough one. Because I don't think I've ever been a person who's, like, really idolized or really looked up. Like, I respect a lot of people's stories and the great things that they've done to get there. And there's a lot of great people. But for that one, I probably couldn't just pinpoint a single person that I would say I molded myself after or behavior, after. So, 335 in the building. But yeah, it's gonna be hilarious to see those fucking like people cash Trump checks. That's hilarious. Like, I guess if you get direct deposit, it don't fucking matter. But if you like getting a physical check, like, let's make people take pictures with the checks. That's what I would do. It is hilarious to me. All right, let me stop the nonsense. Let me get the lines open here. So, like I said, biggest personal influence, biggest maybe famous influence, and a person, the artist that you think. Now, if I'm talking about artists overall, like that I think had the biggest, like maybe not my personal favorite. I guess that's a distinctive thing. But we're just talking about artists that just changed the world. Like, most influential probably was Michael. Like, an artist that I was actually a fan of that changed the world. It would probably be Michael. Still haven't seen his childhood, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, definitely would be Michael. All right, so give me just a moment. Let's. I gotta figure out what's going on with the lighting, cause I adjust this stuff. I finagle with it. I move stuff around. It's still just. I don't know. Like, I'd be in the same spot. Like, I'd be sitting chilling, not moving, not doing anything. Then all of a sudden, it's gonna fucking little artifacts gonna pop up on screen. Then they'll disappear when they want to. And they'll pop up again later. So it's almost like no point in fucking Trump checks and EBT card. Got people. Yeah, man, I saw somebody post. What did they fucking talk about? Trump. They I got my stimulus check. I got my unemployment 600. Multiple streams of income. Like, get the fuck out of here. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's Belle. Get mine in and done.
All right. Well, I hope you're doing well, Miss Belle. How are you this evening?
I am. I'm doing very well tonight.
Okay, good. So what's on your mind this evening, Miss Belle? Who is a great influence or a great person to you personally?
I struggle with that because I actually have a lot of good people in my family. I'd have to say there's actually two. Mm-hmm. One would be my grandmother, because she was born in the Depression. Her mother died when she was 17, and she was left to raise 5 kids by herself. Yeah. And she married my grandfather and ended up raising her youngest sister and had to put 4 of the others in a boys' home. And they all went in the military. They were all in World War II. So even in spite of the fact that she only had an 8th grade education, she raised 5 children of her own, and she was an awesome grandmother. There was always something on the stove. When you walked in the house, it was like, Nan, what's there to eat? And she always had a snack for the kids, but there was always a wooden spoon in the other in case we got into something we weren't supposed to. And we were usually given an apple and sent outside and not come back until it either got dark or until the house light came on. I remember one afternoon when I was probably, 9 or 10, sitting on the front porch popping beans for dinner. I mean, just country things that you don't, hear about doing today. And it was just quality time with my grandmother. She taught me how to crochet. I didn't remember it again until I was 45, and I just picked it up and just started again. And just from everything she had taught me, it was a gift that kept on giving. and the other one is my godfather. He just recently passed away from a brain tumor, but he was a Korean War vet, and one of the most colorfully languaged white men that I will ever know in my entire life. He said the F word more than I've ever heard on here. And his vernacular for swearing and just cussing was horrible. And he was the same person that was prejudiced against blacks and Asians and Hispanics and all that, but he was also the first person, if you needed something to eat or you needed a ride, he was the first one to take somebody to do something like that. And when I got married, I mean, my husband is very dark, and he said, "Do you love him?" And I said, "Yep." And he sent me the money so that we could get married. And my dad died when I was 14, so he became my godfather, even though he was not biologically related. And so I had a good male influence growing up, as well as my mom and my grandmother for females.
Okay. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, I see what I messed up. Okay. So, what would you say would be the biggest musical influence of your time, or that what musician maybe, or song or artist, whatever, however you want to relate it, had the biggest impact on you, or has had the biggest impact on you in your life?
Actually, there's two.
Okay.
The first one is Loretta Lynn. Growing up really broke and making a way, regardless, in spite of the circumstances she was in. She took what talent she had and she worked it. And the other one, believe it or not, is Diana Ross.
Really?
Yep. When I was I saw Mahogany. And for the fact of a lot of the movies that she was in, and when post-Supremes, she had done her own album, and my parents listened to jazz, and they listened to all kinds of different music, Odetta, and so, but she seemed to resonate with the pain that she was through. She brought it forth not only through her music, but on screen. And I thought that was pretty incredible. And she was always a lady with class.
Okay.
As far as music goes, I think that all is kind of cumulative. I love jazz. I love classical. As my sister would say, elevator white music, Journey, soft rock pop. But I would have to say, of all of that, probably jazz the most.
Okay. Is there a specific jazz artist that you like?
I like Coltrane. I like John Coltrane.
Okay.
I like Winston Marsalis. In fact, his dad just passed away not long ago. I like Diana Krall. So there's a lot. Allison something, I can't think of her last name. Allison something. But that's about it. Now, the one thing that I find interesting, and this is kind of a sidebar, I know we don't like talking about the virus thing, but it's a common denominator about what our U.S. economics is being gone through, is going through such a tumultuous one thread is the potential of taking out our whole economy.
Yes.
And I find that to be interesting. Now, the other thing is, and I probably have mentioned this before, but my daughter had re-mentioned it earlier, maybe the McDonald's workers could have waited till now to get $18 an hour as essential workers.
I've heard some places are give a little bit more. I don't know or think if McDonald's is one of those places, but yeah, this would definitely be the time to, if you're going to try to go for that argument, this is definitely the time to do it.
And I think that it's fantastic that the people are still out there and they're working. But it's like, who would have thunk your local drive-through would have been an essential worker?
Oh yeah, you can't mess up the way of life too much.
Well, it was also presented to me this way. Well, what happened if all the fast food places actually shut down and all we had was grocery stores?
A lot of people would die.
Well, we'd have a lot of decaffeinated people, and I can imagine that would be hellified.
It would be a bad deal.
Yeah. But it's different. It's a little different off topic, but it's still something that, even if we're not being taken out by the Rona, I mean, it could be something else. Did you know that we have actually had foreign soil battles? I'm not just talking about 9/11. I'm talking about we've been invaded on the continent on the East Coast.
What?
There were Germans fighting in Maine back in the 30s.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of trivia that I learned about 10 or 15 years ago. And the last person that I have to say has had the most influence on me lately is, I just forgot his name. His name is Skip. He does the Roots special where he talks about Henry Louis Gates. He is a Harvard professor that deals in genealogy and history. Okay. He was also the one that was on air with President Obama having a beer with him and the policeman that thought he was breaking into his own house.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I remember him. That was a bit of a hot button issue for a little bit.
Yep, seeing as it was Massachusetts. Yep, I remember that. But he's also a phenomenal genealogist. So, and I've read a couple of his books. So, all right, I've probably definitely gone over my 10 tonight.
No, you actually just still got a few seconds left, but okay. And so, what would you say what is out of all of these things? What is the single lesson that you would say, or the single piece of advice that maybe you would take away, say from your personal? You said your godfather and your grandma. What would be the single piece of advice that you would take away from their impact on your life?
Despite what my financial situation is, doesn't mean I have to be miserable. Because sometimes when we are financially impacted, there's such a depression that we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I could definitely.
And I'd have to say that was definitely a theme with people of the Depression era. That it will get better. I don't see as much optimism in life now, and I think that that's been a big change over the last 20 years. I see a lot less hope than there used to be. We tend to, quote unquote, wish for things rather than saying, all right, it will get better, and to pursue that.
Yeah, because I think we live in a country now where we're so used to convenience instead of having to get out and build ourselves, grow ourselves, actually do the labor involved with, there's a lot of things. So we just kind of hoping, it'll show up on our doorstep or Amazon will drop it off or something like that. When in reality, we're in a situation where you're going to have to go out and put in some work like you may have never had to put in before. But that's kind of how things are going to be, I think, from this point forward. A lot of stuff is going to change. A lot of things that once were will no longer be. And so some occupations and some, livelihoods may not exist once this is over with, or they'll diminish rapidly. So I think it's going to be very interesting after all this.
I think it's definitely going to redefine not only our economy, but what our value system is. And that has truly changed. How we truly value things and people. The other real thing is that there's a potential that come July we won't have a post office system.
Word.
Yeah, I was reminded of that today. We were talking about that and the fact that the post office is a privately owned business but government regulated. And so they're not getting any extra stipends for being out on the line doing postal work.
They want me to renew my P.O. box too. They just sent me an email about that. Well, I'll think twice about that. You guys might not even be here anymore. That would
Yeah,
definitely
but
be.
you still need to get bills. There's still a need for it. But the fact is, going ahead, how are we going to deal with things? And this is, again, things are changing. I truly believe that my generation was the last of long-term satisfaction when the generations I'm seeing ahead of or behind me, I'm not exactly sure how to word that, is that it's all instant gratification.
Yes.
And so if we take a bit of the instant gratification out and look at a long-term satisfaction, there's so much more wealth in that.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I'm going tonight.
Well, that's a bet. Well, excuse me. Well, I appreciate you getting the party started, Miss Bell. The bell has rung. And, like I said, we'll have some further conversation maybe based around the effects of the Rona. Maybe not directly about the Rona, but just things that have been impacted about that. So that may be something we talk about here in the near future. So I appreciate the suggestion.
One last thing. Is the bot working?
Is it? It should be. Yes, it's doing the steals and some of the other stuff now. So it should be. At first, it wasn't working earlier. I didn't have it on, but I think right before your call, I cut it off.
All right. Well, everybody have a great night, and I can't wait to hear about everybody else's call.
All right. Well, Ms. Bell, I appreciate you calling. You have a good evening.
All right. Good night, Honcho.
All right. Good night. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
Man, it's your boy Roman.
Roman. How are you this evening, Roman?
I'm doing great, man. Miss Bell, she got that speed on me, bro. She a cheater. You know.
If you gonna claim your title back, you gonna have to work hard. You gonna.
I'm gonna work hard. Look, I'm like typing post prison, nigga. I got to get it back.
Oh shit,
man.
man.
I feel like she busted up, but she knocked me out, bro. I've been the same. But nah, man. I know we was talking about influences, and I have a lot, but now I'm cutting it down. I'm kind of like how you was saying. You was like, it's so many people that have done a lot of good. I'm like that too, you know. But breaking down, I'm gonna say firstly, just personal wise, Honcho, it's gonna go to 4 people, but I'm all clumped them up in one. You know, it's gonna go to my brother, my sister, and my mom, who we all live here. And it's gonna go to my grandma Helen. Now she passed away. She my great grandma, but she's my grandma, right? I'm gonna say my family first because Honcho, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. We've been through a lot. You know, I love my dad. My dad was alcoholic, so he's up and down all around. You get what I mean? Some days he's this, some days that. You know, he's one of those raging alcoholics. So, hey, it was fight sometimes. It was hard times at times. You get what I mean? It wasn't easy all the time being with him. I know he means well, but he has a problem. You get what I mean? And you know, money issues, car issues. I can't tell how many cars we've been through and this and that, and can't get from point A to point B, and just struggling at times. But the reason why they're my influence is because how resilient they are, and they make me resilient. Especially, you know, even though I'm the tallest and I'm the biggest, you know, I think that they're just the way they cover and the way that all 3 of them got through it. It kept me warm. It kept me safe. You get what I mean? I think I had some of that. Some that you still in me that I still at times needed somebody to lay on, and I know I could lay on them 3 that everything was gonna be okay. Just the sound mind and their sound body, they helped me get through shit that I didn't think we ever could. I mean, Honcho, I'm talking about been through it, nigga. We been through it, and for us to still be here, still waking up, still grinding, and that's all I can ask for. You get what I mean?
And that's pretty cool, but you know, if you're the biggest one, what your big ass doing laying on people? Better get your ass up, boy. No, go ahead. I'm just fucking with you, baby.
No, it's fine. And then my grandma Helen, she passed away a couple years ago, but she was just, you know, she was guidance, man. She was an old school lady from the country. You get what I mean? But she was always there. When you ever need to tell her something, she was there. She wouldn't tell nobody. She could keep a secret. She'd give the best hugs. And she loved to eat. I think that's where I got her from. I love to eat too, shit. So I think I got it from her. And one thing about my girl, man, she had diabetes. The food that she was eating, she was not supposed to be eating, but she didn't care. And I'm gonna give her credit there because she knew it was her time to go, and she was not going to go being on different pills, being on different prescriptions, being on different things, not acting herself. You get what I mean? If she was going to go out, she was going to go out happy. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all something you can ask for. You get what I mean? And she was okay with that. And she died knowing what she was doing was not the best thing to do to live, but she know I'm going how I want to go. And that's how you got to live in life. You get what I mean? And that's I would say she was the glue of the family. You get what I mean? She kept everybody together. And, when she passed, I felt like the family kind of, it was some crack. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's something that us as a family need to get through, but I think we can. But she was definitely a guardian angel. She was a guide of everybody. Everybody could go to grandma. That's how it was, man. She was just super nice, man. So she's somebody that personally impacted me. Now, when it comes to music influence, of course it's Michael, but I'm trying to be a little different. Of course it's Michael Jackson, but this is another one kind of personal to me. I'm going to say Michael McDonald. I'm going to tell you like Michael McDonald. Nigga, the thing is, I think everybody in the day knows this about me. I'm like 17, almost 18, but I act like I'm like 45 in my head. And, it's just something about that sort of genre, which is basically soft rock. So that includes people like Michael McDonald, Kenny Loggins, Ambrosia. I know I'm forgetting people. All that sort of the soft rock, you get what I mean? It's something about that sound that is just, they don't make it like it anymore, Honcho. It was music that, the music that was made at that time, that late 70s to like early, mid-80s, that sound, that's when the lyrics meant more than the beat. You get what I mean? When you listen to songs now, it's all about the beat, never about the lyrics. That's why people can have a jamming beat, right? And then you don't know one word they're saying. They can tell you some crazy in them lyrics, but all you listen to is the beat. It's psychological. Which when you listen to music at that time, especially soft rock, you get what I mean? They tell stories. They make you visualize what is in the song. And that's something that when I first heard, I realized I like this music. This is who I am, and this is what I like. I'm not sounding like some new artists, but when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, that's me. It's something about the sound, the music, the way the way the instruments were played, the way the singers sung, it's special to me. And I would say that's something that's just, man, that is missing in today's music. It's just how powerful lyrics really are over the beat. I'm not saying you can have a good beat, but the lyrics mean everything in my opinion, because you need to know what somebody's saying. So that's definitely something I think number one is an influence on me. Now, my last influence is in the world. Yeah, that's a lot of people. I'm saying one of my first ones. I was just thinking off the top of the head. Man, Muhammad Ali, bro. Let me tell you something. Number one, my papa loves Muhammad Ali. That is his favorite boxer of all time. You can't tell him nothing about Ali. I mean, he was alive to see Ali. He went to fight. You get what I mean? So he remembered when Ali was still Cassius Clay. It's just, Ali was one of the first megastars. When you think of a star in sports and just the media and entertainment, it was Ali. Loudmouth, he could walk the walk, but he could talk the talk. Outfits, dress, he didn't give a damn. He fought for what he believed in, and that's something that everybody can look up to. It don't matter what race, creed, whatever you are. Everybody can look up to Ali. He fought for what he thought was right, and then he also, just boxing wise, man, that nigga technique was off the chain. He was tall, he was lanky, but the thing is, he got the job done. You get what I mean? And it's the aura he gave off is the reason why you have, well, not just like I say, entertainers today, but you have sports athletes out today, how they wear the outfits they wear, how they talk, how they talk shit. You get what I mean? It's because of Ali. Some of these people don't back it up, but the people who do back it up, and let's say the way he changed the look of sports, the way he changed the look of just entertainment, the way he changed the look of fashion, man, that's just something that's unbeaten, and a lot of people don't got that, man. So I know I'm thinking hard, but I think that's all, Honcho.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. So if you were to take away the one lesson from any of the people that you mentioned, what is the best piece of advice that you would say that you've gotten from either listening to Michael McDonald, following Muhammad Ali, or from your family?
Be resilient. I mean, with all three of them, it's just their stories and what they went through and how they had to bounce back from what happened, where they was thrown a bad hand and they turned it into gold. You get what I mean? And that's something that I try to take is whatever is thrown my way. I know if I believe in myself. I know if I believe in the people I believe in. I'm not trying to bring religion in, but I know if I believe in God, you get what I mean? I'm going to be all right. And the resilience is everything. And that's one thing I take from all three of them, So, just being resilient and knowing that you can do it and believing in yourself, hey, that's all you need, man. But that's my call, Honcho.
All right, Roman. Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your thoughts with us this evening.
Man, anytime, man.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Hello, it's John from New York.
Hello, Mr. John from New York. How are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing just splendid. How about you?
No complaints. I mean, it is what it is. That's just where we are now. No complaints. What are your thoughts, Mr. John? Who is the biggest influence that you would say that you've personally known, in your life?
How many do I get to pick from?
I'm trying to find a single, but there's multiple. Roman named about 4. So if you got a couple of them, then we can put them on a list.
All right, I would say top 3 would be Jesus, my mother, and my father.
Okay. And what is the reason for the influence of each one?
All right. It doesn't matter culture if it's white Jesus or black Jesus. Jesus is great. Could be Chinese Jesus. It could be Native American Jesus.
Chinese Jesus put you in a bad spot. I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but okay. Okay. So Jesus. So you would say religion. Jesus is important to you.
Yeah, I mean Jesus. Really, the whole, as I like to call it, the book of Jesus. But really, just all the great things that the book stands for. All the things that he did for humanity. How we use him for structure in life, or should use him for structure in life, I should say. Just basically, I feel that it's molded me into trying to be a very open-minded, kind, caring person. It's one of the things that is behind me when I decide to, do the right thing, even when no one's looking. The way he can give people faith and give people hope. There's really so many things that it would probably be difficult for me to find the words, or if there even is words, to describe how important he can be for me or a lot of people out there. So I feel like, a lot of people look at religion as being different between Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. But it's it's really the same God. It's just he's just called different names in different religions or languages, if you want to say.
Mhm.
So uh, so when I say Jesus, obviously with somebody else can find somebody. I could say God. Someone else can say Allah. Someone else can say Jehovah. But I think religion's a key factor. I think people can overdo it sometimes, just like anything else in life.
Mhm.
But he's always it's always been a grounding moment for me. If I'm doing something, if I'm about to do something stupid, if I'm thinking a certain way, I've caught myself saying, well, what would Jesus do? you know. So and it's was that the fan? Jesus.
Yes, it's like right here under the fucking vent. It's a problem. I have to figure out a way to resolve it. But I don't do too much work.
Yeah, it sounds horrible when I try and talk through it. But cultured, Muhammad was just a prophet. Allah is God. Is like God in Christianity. Allah didn't bang any kids. Muhammad did. So yeah, I mean, Prophet Muhammad's a little bit of a weirdo. If that's an accurate statement, but I wouldn't necessarily say that Allah did any of that stuff. As far as atheism, if you're an atheist, I don't trust you. So to answer Roman's question, if you're an atheist, good luck to you. I'm going to treat you like an equal still. I'm going to adhere to the Ten Commandments when I'm around you, just like when I'm around somebody else who does believe in religion. But I don't know how you don't believe in God. I don't know how when all other things have failed, what do you reach for strength when all other things have failed? So in regards to my mom, my dad, with my mom, very strong woman. Was she was a stay-at-home mom. She held her career back so my sister and I could flourish. And really it's important to respect all great moms out there because moms really do put themselves second for their kids. So my mom took care of us. She was always there for us whenever we needed something. If she was able to, provide it for us, we got it. She was stern when she needed to be, and she was lenient when she could be. She taught me a lot of the things that I practice today. She's, as far as treating everyone equally, treating everyone kind. Use your words wisely. Don't use your fists to solve problems. Believe in God. It's pretty much the basics that I think every mother should teach their kids. And as far as my dad, and another thing with a mother too is no matter how bad you fuck up your parents, your mom's still gonna love you. When I was younger, I used to tease my mom. I used to say, "Mom, if I ever committed murder, would you still love me? If I was locked up in jail for life on death row, would you still love me?" And she's like, "You better not kill nobody." And I'm like, "But what if I do?" And she'd be like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm not answering that question, but you better not kill nobody." But the reality is, even if you kill somebody, your mother still loves you. That's how that's how strong a mother's love is. You can fucking do some dumb shit, and no matter what, they're gonna be pissed. They're gonna beat your ass, but after everything's said and done, they still love you. So, shout out to all the good moms out there. As far as my dad was always there. He always, went to work, always paid all the bills in the house. No matter how tired he was when he came home from work, he did what he had to do around the house. Very handy guy, did all the siding on the house, all the lawn work, paid all the bills. Anytime there was a problem, took care of it. If the neighbors were getting out of line, he took care of them too. Always told me told me how to act as a man, how to, what to do in certain situations. Always told me, don't cheat on your wife, don't gamble your house away, don't do drugs, don't listen to your friends. you know. And that's another thing too. Like I never really did drugs or drank or gambled or anything like that. I gambled like $3 in my entire life. I went to Vegas twice, and one of the times I cashed in $5 and spent three of it, and then I gave the last $2 worth of credits to my friend. So yeah, having a strong father, a strong mother is very important. I feel my parents were. That's why I put them on the list. Having God in your life, or whatever you call him, having him in your life is very important.
Okay. So, who would you say musically would be the single greatest influence on you growing up, or even now?
I love music. I just love music. Period. Somebody asked, what's a dad? Well, a father is someone who just busts a nut in a woman. A dad is the person who actually raises the kid and is there through all the bullshit and the good times together.
Yes.
Um, as far as music is concerned, I've just always loved music. Just good music just always made me happy. I didn't have a particular genre, a particular singer. I listened from everything from jazz to swing to gospel to R&B to rap, just heavy metal. It doesn't matter, as long as the beat was good and had a good melody to it. I listened to it and it made me happy. There was never really one particular person that did it for me.
Okay. Just a variety.
Hmm.
What about a single greatest individual that you don't know personally? So it could be somebody famous or relatively famous, or whoever it may be.
Donald Trump, President, President, President Donald Trump.
Okay. And what about President Trump makes you feel that way?
What I like about him is that he says whatever he wants to say whenever he feels like saying it, and he doesn't filter himself for people. So I don't even really care so much that he's saying something that's right or wrong. What I care about is that he's literally being himself. Whether it makes him look dumb, whether it makes him look like a genius, is irrelevant. He is someone who marches to his own beat, and he just says it, and then he deals with it. And that's what I like. I feel a lot of men today are too afraid to speak their mind. And here's a guy that's at the highest level in the country, some would say in the world, and he just lets it rip. That's what I like. And if you say something that's wrong to him, he'll put you in your place in front of everyone. That's what I like. I feel like with the presidents prior to Trump, they were all very PC. They were all very concerned about not losing their position or losing funding, campaign money from donations and stuff like that. With Trump, he's just like, fuck you. This is who I am. You don't like it, okay. If you do like it, great. Go fuck yourself. That's what I like about him. What I also like about him is, even though he's a stubborn prick, he is willing to hear you out. And if you make sense to him, he'll nod his head and be like, and he'll mull it over in his head. That's what I like. He's the guy's a businessman. The guy's built himself up something very valuable. Yet people like to say, "Oh, he's went bankrupt 5 times or whatever it is." Like, yeah, but he's also succeeded 497 times out of the 501 businesses he started in his lifetime. You know what I mean? Most people can't pay their cell phone bill on time, and this guy's running 500 businesses successfully. So I like him. A lot of people don't like him because his vocabulary is not that extensive, or he's made a few mistakes along the way, or he is outspoken. But whatever. I like him because, to me, he's as genuine as you're going to get for a celebrity figure.
Okay. I think Donald Trump is extremely relaxed. Because I've never watched the what was that fucking show you had? The Apprentice.
Celebrity Apprentice.
Celebrity
Yeah.
Apprentice, yeah, that. And so, like, never watched that or never really got into it. So, just the way that people respond and react over Donald Trump, yeah, he might be the most influential person of this generation, definitely. Because it's just whether you love him or hate him, it's like an extreme. It doesn't seem to be any, it's just whatever. It's like I either fucking hate this guy or I think this guy is great. And there's very few people who are just kind of in between. You got to be on one of the polar opposites.
The man just got a black Democrat representative from Georgia today to switch over to Republican and support him for the 2020 election.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, the guy is convincing black people to vote Republican. So he's doing something right.
That's the crazy stuff. There's still a lot of them that are just holding out for no good reason. But, like I say, we'll see what happens. That was super crazy to me. That guy's family probably is no longer talking to him. And that's unfortunate.
What's that?
That guy's family's probably no longer talking to him, and that's unfortunate. But, there's consequences of not being a Trump hater. Like, you don't have to love him, but if you're not a Trump hater, you're just as bad as a Trump lover in some people's eyes.
Yeah. When I saw his announcement, I said to myself, like, this guy might be thinking, like, it was really tough for him to come out in public and support Trump. And I'm like, yeah, that's the easy part. The tough part is dealing with people in your life that are going to fucking try and kill you because of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it might have been political. It could be a very good thing or it could be political suicide. So, we'll definitely have to see what happens from the fallout with that. Okay. So of all the people, the one... Well, you didn't have a musical person, but like I say, from either from Trump or from, life lessons that you've learned from your parents or Jesus, what is the one piece of advice if you were to pass on from any of these people, what would it be?
Wow, just one?
Yeah.
Wow, just one. Let's see. I guess I'll just paraphrase it. I guess I'll take a mix of all three and stick it into one. Treat everyone the way you would treat a quality family member of yours. Okay? I guess that's the way I could best paraphrase it, trying to take a piece of all of them. Just treat everyone like a loved one.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you can't get into an argument with them. That doesn't mean that they're always going to be right or you're always going to be right. It doesn't mean things are always going to be good, but just at the end of the day, treat them like a loved one. So if you're going to get into an argument, you make up with them. If you're not too sure about something, go the route of caution and do the right thing like you love them. Yeah, that's, I guess, the one piece of advice I can give everyone if I had to give one.
Okay.
Like I'll give you an example, like with the illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone's like, oh, they're human. How could you not give them health care? How could you not give them a stimulus check? How could you not give them that? And I would say, no. I said, I'm a Christian. I want you to give them the medical care if they need the coronavirus. For the coronavirus or any other kind of thing, any kind of emergency, whatever. Give them the care. They need a stimulus check so they can feed their kids this month. Give them the stimulus check. But once everything is done, you staple a bill to their forehead and you catapult them back to whatever country they come from, and you say, "Here's the bill." So you do take care of them because they are people and they're human and they have feelings. And then you politely send them back first class to wherever the hell they came from. And then they can get in line and they can come back into the country in order like every other human being who followed the law, followed the commandments, the law of the land. So you treat them like you love them. You give them a little bit of tough medicine, a little bit of tough love, but you treat them with kid gloves.
Okay, I can see that. Give them the real American experience. You got bills to pay. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I got a quick question for you, just because it was something else. Like I said, I didn't want to talk a whole lot of Rona, but there was a couple of things that happened. What are your thoughts on? I see that they've been doing this in New York. Is that they're adding numbers to the death toll of people who they never even tested, but they're basically assuming passed away because of the Rona, but they never had a chance to really, like I say, to verify that they had a positive test. Or what do you think about that?
I have family members and friends who work in healthcare, and they're directly working literally with corona patients every day. I know somebody who in one day had a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a teenager die from the coronavirus in the same day on the same floor. So it's real. They're making it way bigger than it is, but it's real. I've heard that. I've heard that they're not giving autopsies to find out even if they had the coronavirus, if that was the cause of death. If you had coronavirus, that's it. It got marked down the coronavirus death. They're not doing, like I said, no autopsies, no caskets, no burials. Everything is cremation. You can't see anybody face to face. You're basically seeing your loved one on an iPad. The nurse will hold up the iPad. You see your loved one, then that's the end of the story. Then they pull the plug or whatever they do and throw them in the back of a freezer truck and then send them off to the morgue to be cremated. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things about the statistics being skewed. Someone said, mysteriously the amount of flu deaths has decreased by like 90%. So supposedly no one's dying of the flu now, but everyone's dying of COVID. So obviously there's a lot of, numbers that are seem incorrect right now. But I think it's crazy. I've been hearing like people on YouTube and people like on news clips on TV like talk about how like, oh yeah, I'm not afraid of catching it. Or I've seen a couple of black people say that black people can't get it, and I'm just like, oh my god, people are fucking how are we so dumb as human beings?
Oh man, well, you kind of need that. I guess that's so part of the population kind of eventually weeds themselves out. But then the thing about dumb people, they tend to breed more than more intelligent people, so that's also kind of a bad thing. They don't got shit else to do. They don't know what else to do. There ain't shit else to do. Let's fucking have some more kids. So yeah, that's kind of bad.
My friend's brother, she's a nurse, and her mom's a nurse. And my friend's brother got into an argument with his mom because he said he doesn't need to wear a mask because only Chinese people get the coronavirus.
Oh man!
I asked my friend. I said, "Was he being serious?" She's like, "Yeah, my brother's dead serious. Like he legitimately believes that." And I'm like, "Where would he get that from?" She goes, "John." She goes, "I have no clue, and I don't even want to know." She's, "I'm so disgusted."
Wow, that's fucking hilarious, though. I believe it because only people I ever see. Well, now I see more people wearing them, but for a while there, it was only people of Asian background that I was seeing wearing masks. So I was starting to get suspicious. I was just like, I don't like where this is going. It'd only be Asian people, but now I guess everybody's doing. Everybody's got their gloves on and stuff in public.
Well, in New York today, Cuomo signed an executive order that goes into effect Friday that says you have to wear something over your face when you're out in public.
So you got to wear a mask. And didn't you guys let some inmates out of Rikers not that long ago?
What's that?
Didn't they let a bunch of inmates out of Rikers for the Rona?
Yeah, I forgot how many it was, but they let a bunch of people out of Rikers Island. I don't know. I don't know where they went or who they are, but I know that they did let out a bunch of people.
Okay, so mandatory masks, release a bunch of criminals back into the general population, and I'm sure nobody's going to pay attention to you wearing gloves either. So there's going to be a lot of people getting away with a lot of tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm. Well, they said that like theft and petty crimes is through the roof right now. The police are not even responding it, so they've been saying like it's gonna get hectic. I know at Walmart, the two Walmarts by my house, when you stand on line outside, you have to be 6 feet apart. So the line for Walmart's literally are wrapping around the entire building.
No, that's wild.
And these are big ass buildings too.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Okay.
I appreciate the conversation, and hopefully some other people call in with some good conversation.
All right. Well, Mr. John, I appreciate you sharing the great and important people in your life with us. And you have a good evening, sir.
Yes, yes. Trump 2020. Good night, everybody.
All right. Oh, I definitely do believe that. Where's the fucking voice? What the fuck is going on here? Why? What if this has something to do with it? No, it shouldn't. What the fuck is the sound not going on? That shouldn't even be a thing. No, that's not important. I don't even know what's going on here. It did this last time. But appreciate the love, super chat love, Miss Just Sarah. I'm not gonna say hello to YP. That's his new name now. Still no fucking voice. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I have no idea. Yeah, no fucking nothing. I don't know what it is. What the fuck did I do last time? I did something last time, and it was fucking. It was something fucking super stupid. And yeah, I probably need to just do the same thing again. But let's open up these settings here. Here we go. No, everything's good there. Excuse me. Everything looks kosher here. I'll put. See, all the other fucking noises are working, right? Oh, that's not working for y'all. Are y'all hearing a little crazy noise? So something with this. That ain't it. If I can disable that. So why the fuck is this not working? Because there should be only one real source for the fucking audio, and it is not. This is annoying. It's always one thing. If it ain't one thing, it's something fucking else. But yeah, man. Like I say, so the I don't know, this is way off track, but it is what it is. Like, had been saying, I thought that there was some sketchy shit going on with some of these numbers for some of these situations, right? The fuck? Well, why is the sound working everywhere else but on the fucking deal? Let me see what we got going on here. Okay, pardon me. I gotta test this thing. All right, y'all heard that, right? That works, right? All right. But I don't know what it is because, like I said, the calls are working fine, everything else is working fine, so it can't be that. It has to be something else stupid. Let's take a look at this and see. But like I was saying with some of these fucking numbers, right? And they're like all of a sudden I think they said in New York they added like 3,000 or 4,000, and then my thing is just like. That just seems like a lot to not necessarily confirm or. Okay. Yeah, all of those stuff is still on. Everything is still as it should be. So I don't know why that's not showing up. Or why it's not playing the sound. But yeah, I thought that was kind of odd. Like you're just gonna really add, because it was like 6,000. The next day it's like 10,000. Uh, how did that happen? And then like over half of the beverage deaths are. Let's see if this. I don't think the sound's gonna change anything, but we'll see. Are in New York City. So, like I say, man, it's a lot of weird shit going on. Okay, I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the audio, so I apologize if it ain't it's not cooperating properly. But excuse me, man, that frustrates me. But like I say, so I'm just sitting there thinking, like, if that is what it is, what else is going on? What the fuck are you talking about, Shelly? Miss Thang, what's the motherfucking deal? The fucking stimulus checks. That's an interesting thing, right? Yeah, whatever. Dude. You're not lying about that. Anonymous was popping up every day in the news, right around that whole, especially around like the Occupy movement. That's when you start seeing a whole bunch of anonymous shit for a while. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy too. Stimulus checks, fucking corona numbers. It's all kind of crazy shit going on. We're like, who'd have thought that starting off like, and here's the thing, man. It's already impacting people because you've been living in a strange manner for so many days. It's going to start to build a habit. And I think a lot of people have already gotten caught up in some of these habits. So I'll save it for another stream, but I believe that there's going to be a lot of. It's not going to be a smooth transition. Like there is no normal or going back to the way things used to be. Oh, well, shenanigans. Appreciate the love, 335. Yes, this is how we'll all be looking. This is exactly how we'll be looking whenever we fucking have to go out the streets committing our crimes. There was 638,000. That's what I'm saying. Like here's my thing, right? Because I know they're not keeping track of it. My thing is like, where are the recoveries? Like, 'cause now you have people who've had it and gotten over it, but that number of infected never decreases. It always increases because we don't check on the people who've had it and gotten over it, who've healed up from it or whatever. Then again, like I say, you got a lot of people who are getting presumed to have had it, who are not getting tested. You have, like I say, you just have so many weird situations going on around this thing that I can see why people are so skeptical. But at first it was just wiping out the old folks. YP, appreciate the love. First it was wiping out the old folks, and it was only wiping out the white people. Then now it's wiping out everybody. And that's what I say, when depending on where you're getting your information from, it matters. Because it was all kind of this, that, and the third, all kind of rumors. Like I say, about the black thing. It's definitely doing its due diligence in, again, a lot of not as well-to-do black areas. So Detroit's real bad. They were talking about St. Louis, Missouri, real bad. A place where there's lots of niggas at. and niggas wilding out is where it does real bad. New Orleans is basically where all the cases are that are in Louisiana. Who else? There's another place that's doing real bad. Appreciate appreciate the love. 335. Oh my god. So like I said, it's just it's going to be different when it's all said and done. I don't think it will never go back to being the same. It'll be like right now, 'cause, you're talking about sport events, like having sports with no one there. Like, is this the future? Like, are we getting rid of all like mass gatherings? So you're telling me like no sporting events, no concerts, no things like that. Like right now, if I was an entertainer, I would be killing it, and I would say fuck everybody who didn't like it. I would have fucking private fucking concerts like via the gram or whatever else it may be. And I'd have concerts and I'd charge people like fucking $2 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like $2 to get an exclusive online concert, an experience you can have that, nobody else gets to have. But you're always gonna have them ass clowns who go in there and try to fucking live stream and try to share it on other shit. But it wouldn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? That is a thing too. Yes. Florida. Terrible goofy shit going on in Florida. I've seen they still had a lot of people going to church. Now, the drive-up churches, no problem with that. You're still doing what you got to do. But if you're going into a building filled with other people, dozens and dozens of other people, and you happen to catch the Rona within the next few days, well, buddy, that's all your fault. You know what I'm saying? And so there's that, right? Then there's the motherfuckers had with a birthday party in LA. Like, y'all really just having a party in the middle of the street, a block party, and in fucking LA. That's what's good right now. But here's the thing, though. It's the people who will go out and do this crazy off the wall shit will be the same people who say that $1,200 ain't enough, that Trump ain't doing enough for this, that, and the third. Who have complaints about the way all these processes are being handled. But again, it's the same person who go out and risk their life or risk their health to. Why is the fucking sound not coming on? This is bothersome to me. The alert is all the way fucking on. Why? Why is there not any audio? This is frustrating. I apologize for the frustrations here. Show me the damn audio shit. That's what I don't want that. Give me some fucking noise. But yeah, so again, like I said, and I appreciate the love, Miss Just Sarah. Chris, man, yeah, so there's some people who have allegedly had that Rona, you know what I'm saying? And then don't fucking, they don't look like it at all. Like, not even in the slightest. They look like they're fucking even better. So, only 7 states don't have mandated staying home. You will not need a face. What you gonna get a facelift for? Is it still bad out there in Vegas? Or have things improved at all? And nah, Shelly, you don't even like Trump, Shelly. So go ahead and send that Trump check over this way. You don't want to spend any of them Trump bucks, Shelly. So I'll do it for you. You let me know what you need. I'll buy it for you. But I'll keep it over here. You know what I'm saying? I'll show it to you on the screen whenever you need it. Says brother, put him up to it. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Thank you, Miss Cartier. Thank you, Miss Thang. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. You know, whose wife got it now? Allegedly, still bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Look, nah, Shelly, look, $1,200 is not enough to revamp that snapper. So go ahead, send it my way. You know what I'm saying? And put it to good use. I need to upgrade the Den Studios. We'll put it to use. We'll make sure that it gets utilized, and we'll be thankful for your Trump check. And then that way you can stay genuine about your Trump hate, Shelly, and that way nobody can doubt you. You can be like, man, I hate Trump so much I gave away my Trump check, and then you'll get all kind of brownie points in the hood because they're gonna say you a real nigga. You gave away your Trump check. You a real ass nigga. You know, real ass niggas make real foolish ass decisions. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure that you make a dumb decision with yourself. So your wife wants breast implants. She's about to turn 50, but she looks 30ish. I'm all for it, but do you think it's a waste of time at 50 years old? Well, if you're gonna get the benefit from it and enjoy them, I say go for it. You know, if that's gonna keep the bedroom rocking, you know, and do your thing. I mean, personally, I'm not a augmented breast kind of guy, but you know, I think if you like it and you with it and you love her and still carries herself well, then why not? Now, if she was out there looking like Betty White, I would say, you know, maybe not so much. But if she's got some life left in her, you know, let her do her thing. Oh, interesting. Yeah, this is super funny. I bet you do. I bet you do, Shelley. Miss Jen, how are you this evening? So, to keep behind and run type of stuff. Yeah, that's my thing, right? But it's like right. They say there's not enough tests. Then apparently the new 5-minute test has come out, and you haven't tested enough people. Like it's so much shit going on. It seems like they're making things deliberately inconvenient. Let's live up. Oh, okay. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. Anyone who don't have the guts to kill himself and try and get the Rona, that's terrible. You're going to be breathing like shit. You got burnt up lungs for a couple of days for your class. That seems like it would be torture. Yes, thankfully it's not in the hot Houston. As the summertime makes its way back around, you know, I remember those evenings in the garage. I still have pictures of the garage setup, and I take it not for granted. Yeah, because there was some sweaty nights in the fucking den, extremely sweaty nights. Say you worried if you don't get tested, you'll never leave your home. But that's what I'm saying. With all these different places doing tests, you could say you got tested. Yeah, I got fucking tested. I bought my own fucking test. I saw somebody say somebody scammed like $70 million worth of fake masks back to the government. Good for them. You know, probably gonna go on vacation for a while. But hey, at least you're getting creative with your criminal ways. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't want to talk about those sweaty den garage nights. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, it's just is nobody wants to talk about the greatness or the great people in their lives. It's very sad. But yeah, I don't know if they'll get to a point where we'll like be forced to take the test. But you just hear so much shit. You hear about talking people, you know, catching it again and all that other stuff. Right now, like I said, is all I know is if niggas don't got don't keep their ass out that fucking Asian hair supply store, they don't go find somewhere else to get their good, they don't start making natural hair products for themselves, then y'all might as well be lost cause. Because that's my thing. Like, if you got the people in China fucking rolling niggas down the street and shit, but you happily running your ass up in the fucking hair store to give away all your money, there's a reason why, like I said, all these places, now it's not even just the Asian, I don't know what you say, I guess Middle Eastern and stuff. It's a reason why they set up in the hood. It's a real reason. If y'all ain't figured it out now, well, I don't know what to tell you. How will the economy boom this over? I think that they're gonna be all right. Like they said, who was that? They said, oh, Buddy Abbott. Somebody just mentioned Abbott trying to fucking open it back up, like next week here in Texas. Like, whoa, pump your brakes, partner. And then you got fucking, who was it? What they were saying? I know Trump was saying something. I think end of May or early May, something like that. It's just a whole bunch of crazy shit. Huh, interesting. See what I got sick in December. I wonder. That's what that's the thing that I've heard a lot of people say. Like a lot of people have said that they felt like they had got sicker than normal, over the holidays. And then, now, some people I guess are getting it now, they're feeling a certain way, but a lot of people said that, they had like generally a rough flu season. And now, they feel like they may have had to deal with that situation. To me, again, like I said, I still feel like it's so vague, the information that's out there. Like, there's so much going on. What I mean by that is just like, how is this the only thing everybody's talking about all day, every day, but nobody knows what it is yet? You know what I mean? So, we'll go buy some stock, shall we? Flip that shit. Flip all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Typo blood. I thought I had a funny joke. I had no joke for it. I had nothing. But I think that, I don't know, it's going to be interesting for a little while. Like I said, I definitely have some ideas where I think there will be some strong sectors, but I think that life for most people, and I'd say people maybe around my age or a little older than me and up, I think it's going to be a little different. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a little different. I think people who are well adapted to the digital age, I think they're going to be fine. So, like, I don't think it'll be an issue with anybody like that. Because I think things are going to be more remote, if you will, or however you want to call it. Like, I think that's how life is going to operate now. I think that's going to be a lot more of that. Because they're saying some shit I've seen, they're talking about up to 2022, maybe still having to practice the social distancing. Because they were saying something about one of the models had, even if you get back to work within a month, and even if you did, I think, what they said, stop kind of, what they said, I forgot the term they used, but basically kind of stop implementing a lot of the social distancing guidelines and stuff like that after, 180 days, that it could still, they still feel like it could produce another curve or whatever it is, flatten that curve. It's funny how, like, situations happen. Y'all ever realize, like, weird situations happen, and then, like, these new phrases, you know what I'm saying? Like, these new phrases come into play. The South Sports Cup, the little mug. I don't know if that mug. I was using a different service to sell that mug, and they were fucking terrible. Like, I forgot. I think I sold maybe 6 or 7 of those mugs. I didn't make anything off it because the fucking shitty ass service I was using, they were just terrible. But the way they did payouts and everything, so they probably got a couple of bucks from me. But I am waiting actually from Latvia. Apparently they've been in Chicago for 2 days. I'm waiting on some new mugs. I'm trying a new company to see they how their mugs look, and they have a little bit of variety. So I'm gonna see how those look, and when those come in, then they may be available one way or another. So I'm gonna see, but hopefully, I don't even know what my fucking phone is. Hopefully they'll be here within the end of the week. Shit, I've ordered them at the fucking beginning of April, end of May, end of March. And so, like I said, with a lot of places here in America, having shut down and, production facilities and stuff, so they had to, like, outsource their shipping and shit. And so that shit has been, it's taken quite a while to get here. Because, like I say, some of the other things that are supposed to have arrived have not arrived yet. But, because I wanted to, get them in before I put them in the store to take a look at them. Before I put them in the Den Show shop or the Salt Sports shop to take a look at them and make sure, how they look. But it has been a while, and I'm still waiting on them. But hopefully everything gets in. Nah, well, the shirts probably won't be here till next week because they still ain't even finished fucking making them, which is crazy because I ordered like 3 shirts on the same day. One of them got here last week, a few days ago. And then the other fucking one, the other 2 haven't even been made yet. So that's the crazy shit. Week was the motherfucking deal. Together apart, terrible. This would definitely ruin sporting events. But I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, they're still gonna get money. I don't know, because think about it. Will people want to watch more sports? Like, it's gonna be different because even when you like hang out and you have, say, for football, you have parties. Motherfuckers, everybody come over on Sunday and watch the game. Now you don't want to do that. Everybody needs to watch the game at their own fucking house. So, like, would it make the ratings go up? Very, very interesting situation. Let me see what else. So that's one thing, and like I say, even with the players and shit, they still interact with a shit ton of people, and so I don't know. It's going to be interesting because, like I said, with the vaccine, they don't think it'll be available till next spring. So that means you got to figure out. I'm sure at some point they'll figure out what preventative methods work and don't work, or what is that chloroquine, whatever that shit is that they've been talking about. Yeah, fucking can't. Nobody can play FanDuel. You can't gamble. Motherfuckers gambling on presidential debates and shit. Like that's the. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I agree. That's what I say. Like right now, it is fucking. I actually think it's working in Biden's favor right now. Can't really be out and about. Not really doing a whole lot of talking. Not putting yourself out there. Right now, you have Trump having to deal with a pandemic. I think honestly, he should probably cut down on the daily briefings. I'd say like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. So that way they get information going into the weekend, knowing that makes people feel better, whatever. Because like the daily stuff to me, I don't know. Well, look, you spending that Trump money, Shelly. He can be over. The virus is over whenever you want. Whenever he says it's over, so you can't say nothing. So that's kind of my thing. You feel me? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, no, trust me. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take my chances versus the Rona before get any crazy shots and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's good luck with that. I'll just continue drinking my daily orange juice and I'll be all right. I'm telling you, a little zinc, a little orange juice. That's all you need. You'll be okay. But yeah, Biden, man, like I said, 'cause every time he talks, it's just some crazy shit. Like, and it's not that he says anything. It's just like if it was anybody else, you would be like, "Are you okay, man? Like, are you all right? Like, everything good? You know, you been drinking? You know, what's going on, man? Like, it's something off about Biden, and I don't know exactly what it is, but if you feel more comfortable with the guy who looks like he has uh, early signs of dementia, and this is the guy you want to run the country because you know you hate the other guy so much, even though I still have yet to find out why people like here's my thing honestly. Like if the Rona wasn't wearing everything out, this would be like the perfect time to have been out in the streets. But again, I guess if the Rona didn't do what it did, none of this happens. But it's like definitely need to do a man on the street segment. And it's just like now that he done, gave niggas $1,200 or whatever. Well, I want to know why do you hate President Trump? You know what I'm saying? Word, you get straight to the door. That's they need to just. I saw somewhere too who was I think Sweetberry posted that they have like in Missouri, of course in Missouri, um, basically curbside alcohol service. Like that, almost like the daiquiri shops, like but just curbside. So I just pull up and you know what I'm saying. That's it. Oh man, I'm definitely that. I don't know. New York, like I gotta wait a while for y'all. I gotta make sure y'all have been properly quarantined now. Yeah, that's what we need to do. If you don't want the Trump money, that's gonna be tomorrow night's stream. Don't want your Trump money, donate it to the Den. And see if all those people who really hated Trump stuck by their word. Oh man, we could have us a real live Den show studios. Of course you're keeping it, Shelly, because you are dishonest and you have no integrity. If you had even a little bit of integrity, Shelly, you'd be donating that right now to the Den. But because you don't, and you will forever lack it, uh, just shame on you, your morals and your characters. So, your characters, multiple. Your catfish character and your real character. So shame on Shelly Long and everything that she stands for and her lack of integrity. Y'all got to remember, Shelly is the same one that wanted the young lady in Baltimore. You know, she victim blamed the young lady in Baltimore for actions that were against her will and out of her power, and that shows you the lack of integrity that Shelly Long has unless she donates her Trump check to the Den. uh, so there's that. Man, strippers ain't doing no strippers. They went and got OnlyFans. They eating better than ever. They just recording one video and reposting that motherfucker and selling it over and over. But I think it's going to change a lot of things. I think it's going to change the way people do business. I think it's going to change, like I say, the way we respond to stuff. Like I think I want to say people are going to be cleaner, but I don't think so. Beyond the funny nigga, what's the motherfucking deal? I don't know. That makes more sense. I would definitely see Shelly doing something like that, of that nature. Look, I already know Shelly went and bought some new weave. She went straight to the Chinese store, went and bought some new weave, and some of that Yaki number 9. I don't even know if that's a thing. It sounds about right though. And she got a deal. Then she went to the store attached to the hair store on the right side, which happens to be a small Asian seafood place that serves chicken wings. And so, you know, she went over there after she got her new unit, her new hair unit. You know, she went over there and got her some got a chicken wing combo meal with the fried rice. And then you know, before she left, she went and stopped by the liquor store on the other side of the building. And went and got her some E&J. Shelly Long. Shelly looks like an E&J kind of chick. So that's what she do. Yeah, I heard some off the wall shit like that, like Black China and all that. But that's the thing, I ain't mad. Like, get your hustle on. Like, right now, motherfuckers better get their hustle on. If people willing to pay for it, I guarantee somebody gonna spend their stimulus money on a follow from Black China, thinking that it's a smart business move. Um, OnlyFans, it's legitimate. It's a great business model. So basically, it's like having a paid Facebook feed, more or less. Uh, so you basically sign up. People pay for a subscription service, so monthly or whatever, and you put how much it is. And I think they offer discounts. Like you can. 'Cause I signed up for one like a while back when I was going to do the shirtless den for the ladies, but then something happened with the thing, so it never went through. It's still sitting there. I might try to fix it, and I might not. But um, it gives like the ability, I think, to go live. You can, post videos and stuff like that. And so what a lot of these chicks do is, some of them are super hustlers. Some of them will make you pay just to be a part of OnlyFans, and then they'll still charge for the videos that they put up for their posts. So it's like, you may pay $5 a month, subscription service, see whatever's being posted. And then they may still have certain things that you charge for the video or whatever. But I think it started out with a lot of bodybuilders, workout people and stuff using it. And then once that they saw that they were nude friendly, a lot of the more adventurous amateur performers started going there, and some of them make a very decent living on their OnlyFans. No, but it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be just nudity. There's a lot of motherfuckers who repost Instagram pictures on their bitch and fucking are getting paid for it. But it's like it's not all nudity, but it's a lot of it. So it's a whole lot of it. So any ladies looking to make some extra change during this Rona relief period, you can go and sign up for an OnlyFans. You can do it anonymously. There's people who are making good money. You'd be surprised. Yeah, you can post regular videos. You can post whatever you want to. Like I said, it doesn't. I think you can do it. Again, like I said, I don't know if they have to all be paid for subscription. I know they have different promos where you can do like free things, giveaways, discounted rates, stuff like that. But I think they have stuff that you can post, like if you just want to post on your regular wall for anybody to see. And you got stuff that is for particular fans only. And I know Patreon works in a similar way like that, but it has some features. I think it's more friendly to certain things. I think Patreon is nude friendly too, but not in the same way. OnlyFans is a whole different animal. How many accounts do I have? I can't tell you. I don't have any. No, I do not. I don't subscribe to anybody's OnlyFans. But like I said, I had set one up. That's why I was going to do I was going to do the shirtless ladies den at. But like I say, it was an issue that they kept having my account, like it wouldn't save for some reason. And I wrote them about it, and it never got resolved. And then that's when I went on vacation, and I never checked back on it after that. So, Boosie, I have not seen Boosie's things, but I guarantee that they do, John. I guarantee. You may have to look for it a little bit, but I guarantee they do. I more than guarantee. I know for a fact that they do. Like, I'm willing to bet Shelly Long stimulus check on it. I know for it. Yeah, that part about Boosie. Yeah, I meant to mention that. Shout out to Boosie, dog. Shout out to fucking Boosie. Because the realest shit you could have fucking did, man. No, absolutely not Bill O'Brien's friend. That's the realest shit. I'm glad somebody did. But let me tell y'all, like, if y'all, I'm so glad this was mentioned. This is definitely could have been a topic for this evening. Maybe talk about this tomorrow. But what the fuck does Jay-Z have to do with what Boosie said to D Wade? Can somebody explain to me, please, why? Like, what the fuck does Jay-Z have to do with anything between Lil Boosie's statement and about what happened with D Wade? All right, we're gonna cut the line here because we're gonna be wrapping it up here shortly anyway. Because my thing is just like, who is who is Jay-Z? And it's just it's super crazy. Right? It's super crazy, right? And it's just like, so who the fuck are you to come facilitate anything about apologizing? Why? Because Jay-Z's under the thumb of those people. Okay? And that's why Jay-Z can only do so much. Otherwise, guess what? He gets the boot from the upper echelon. They think, like, here's what y'all gotta understand. Like, this is something I don't get to, right? Everybody loves rap music. Rappers mainly talk about like two things. Well, more than that, but it's mainly like modern day rap is basically get money, fuck you, you know. And to me, that's basically your standards of your average Republican, conservative, or however you want to look at it. I'm not saying that they all say fuck you, you know, we talk about family value, but it's just like be concerned with yourself, the more polite way to put it. You know, be socially responsible, be responsible for yourself. And then, you know, get money, do well, things of that nature. And so my thing is like if you are a rapper, like I don't see why you wouldn't have, you know, conservative values in a sense. The ones that seem to last longer figure out, I guess, what to do with their money, and they seem to last. They seem to last longer. The ones who just get out there and blow it all real quick, you know, well, one-hit wonders and everything else. But you telling me Jay-Z, a guy who's supposed to be have what, $1 billion net worth or something like that, is going to go for the party that basically wants to take all his fucking money? You tell me a lot of these rappers who are telling you lean Democrat, lean left, and all this other stuff are willing to just really give up all the money that they rap about and brag about all day long? Like, you know what I'm saying? That they really want to vote for people who's going to take their fucking money away? No. Some of these guys may not, money is power, but money may not be all the power, because there are people who have more money than some of these individuals, have more pull than some of these individuals. And so my thing is like, there are people who I believe have strings on Jay-Z, and if he's not acting right and he's not saying the right shit, then he can easily lose a lot of favor with fucking with people. Because like I say, you know, we can talk about the ownership thing. The small bit of ownership is better than nothing, so let me not knock it. But just like if you're one of the biggest stars in the world, right, and you know, $500 tickets to your shows, and I was like, why the fuck are you and your wife, y'all supposed to be the niggas say they black royalty or whatever the fuck you want to call it, some bullshit. Y'all out here performing for the lady who lost the presidential race. You know, for fucking performing for these losers. But why? Why would you do that? Like, why? There's no way benefits you to be a Hillary Clinton supporter. But if you say that you rock with the other side, well, you know, you get ostracized. Jay-Z's all about the image. That's why he told what's his name not to go meet with Trump. How does this look? How does that look? You know, who gives a fuck? But London on the Track, Chuck, on that word. I thought London on the Track was didn't they say that was the ones that had the gay porn in the fucking thing? But that's my thing, man. Like, that's my thing. And so, you know, people sit here and praise and put these motherfuckers on a pedestal, but if these motherfuckers are, especially if they're on a label, if they've come up a certain way, they are pawns in this game. That's why I've come to realize most of the rappers that I actually do enjoy the most at this point in time are independent artists. It's not the same old bullshit. It's what they it's whatever they got going on. You know what I'm saying? So my deal is like, you out there, you know, that's the thing that kills me, because we talk about coon so much, you know, on this channel. This is the Coon News Network. We talk about the term coon so much on this channel, but you only see niggas out there dancing and performing for these fucking Democrats. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen the conservative need to do that. Like, who was the old buddy? Strayer, performing to back that ass up. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, like I said, you got Hillary, got Beyonce and Jay-Z performing and shit. Like, do you really think I believe that Hillary listens to fucking Jay-Z around the time she was calling motherfuckers super predators and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to believe that she's a fucking big Jay-Z fan. I'm supposed to believe that she in there talking about, I don't even know the Beyonce songs like that. The surfboard song, she in there talking about surfboard. You think you think she in there doing that? Fuck no. But yet, every 4 years when it fucking comes around and it's super convenient, all right, we need y'all to fucking perform at these shows, do this, do that. Public Enemy got mad because of the Flavor Flav and Biden situation. I mean, not Biden, Flavor Flav and was it Bernie situation? It's just like it's only one side you see this tomfoolery happening, dog. And so that's my real spiel with this. But there's a reason that appreciate the love, Mama 335. I'm fucking mad that the sound is not fucking playing. This is bothering me. Like it looks like it's kosher everywhere else. Oh. That might be the problem. That could most definitely be the problem. Hopefully we solved it. If not, says a lot of ladies and the gay New Yorkers wanting for you to get set up on a nude-friendly platform, Honcho. As they say on The Masked Singer, take it off. It's terrible. Look, the best I got is wear a wife beater. But oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the hot sauce thing, all that stuff. Like Roland Martin. We like I say, be quick to call somebody coons for this, that, or third. But literally, run around begging motherfuckers for an aux cord to do stupid ass fucking dances with Hillary Clinton. Like, y'all can't pull the wool over my eyes. It may not make you feel good to say it or see it, but it's what's really fucking going on. Like, I'd rather the fucking truth than the nonsense. And like I said, that's when I started realizing certain shit. I'm just like, it's one side doing all the coon calling and name calling, but yet it's one side literally shucking and jiving and fucking then trying to take the hat off. Yes, and $1 for hat removal. But like that's like the thing. It's just like that doesn't make sense. You guys are coons and shines and all this other shit, right? We got all these names for ourselves, but yet it's one particular demographic that does the entertaining and all of that shit. Because to be an entertainment and nowadays it doesn't matter if it's music or fucking. It's like it's not. I don't even think it's just a black thing. It's like you cannot be if you're not a liberal, you're not gonna make it in fucking entertainment. They ostracize you. Like who's like a well-known conservative in entertainment at this point in time that's like still has a career. If anybody, it's somebody super old school. It ain't nobody that or if they are, they're not saying much about. They're not openly conservative. Just not maybe jumping on all the left wing shit that's going on in Hollywood, but they're not openly saying that, hey, it ain't this. I mean, I think you could tell by certain demeanors and certain personalities, the ones that actually have sense, the ones you don't ever hear all this off the wall shit about. I guarantee they lean more right. And I'm not saying that just because everybody who's conservative is law abiding and righteous. No, there's a lot of criminals on both sides of it, but I just think that you have to have some type of ethics I wouldn't say you have to have no morals at all or some type of strong ethics to survive in Hollywood. And I think that most people have none, so they don't really give a shit. So, you know, so there's that. But here's my deal. Here's my thoughts. We have reached that time. I should take this off too. I killed the line. But what the fuck just happened? Oh, there we go. But no, I hadn't watched The Irishman. I've heard about it. Somebody told me it's a really long movie, so I'm just probably not going to watch it. I think I got some thoughts on Ozark. I finished that up the other day. I got some thoughts on it. It's not a bad show, but we'll get into that another time. We gotta start our show club, like either a movie club or show club, where we're gonna everybody has to watch something similar, and we'll just have a day where we talk about it. I don't know what the next good thing to talk about is, so I don't know. We'll see what new show or movie or something pops up, and well, that'll be the weekend's homework to watch, and then we'll go from there. But all of you good people, I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate that, Miss Just Sarah. All right, good night, good evening, Mr. John. Look, the calendar coming. See, the calendar was delayed by the Rona. See, that's what happened. But we'll be on the Discord probably for a little bit, not for very long. I'm gonna get my ass to sleep. Got some things I definitely have to take care of, and I haven't been sleeping the best. So yeah, that's probably not a good look. But Chugging Up a Deuce, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate all of you for being here. Again, it has been my honor, my privilege, but most of all, my pleasure to chop it up with y'all tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow on time, hopefully. But we'll see what happens. Make sure you're following all the proper social medias. Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. And then at Den Show Live on Facebook. All the links you need are in the description below. So make sure that you are following anything you need to follow, or any info you need on there. Let me see. And okay, cool. But all of y'all have a good one, man. And until tomorrow, until mañana, or until something crazy off the wall. Don't be surprised if y'all see some recorded dens pop up soon, because like I said, I gotta start getting back on the growth tip. Pause. And so recorded videos tend to do best at that. So don't be surprised if y'all see a couple of those pop up on your timeline. But with that being said, Chugging Up a Deuce. Y'all ain't got to go home. I encourage y'all to go to the Discord, chop it up, chat, all that other good stuff. But you guys get the fuck up out of here. I'm out.